Brothers and sisters of Burkina Faso, children of Africa, hear me well. My name is Ibrahim Traoré. They said Africa was poor. They said we are too weak to dream big. They said we are only good enough to clean their hotels, never build our own. But today we break that lie into dust. On the shores of our beautiful land, with the Atlantic wind blowing in our faces, we are building the largest hotel the world has ever seen. And not for the West, not for the colonizers, not for the elite. We build it for the African people. I am not a businessman. I am not a puppet in a suit begging for aid. I am a soldier, a son of Africa. And when I lead with fire in my chest and my eyes fixed on the liberation of my people. This hotel is not just a building. It is a declaration, a flag planted in the sands of history. It says Africa is open for her own future. Africa will host her own greatness. Africa will no longer beg for a seat at the table. We will build our own palace on the shore and host the world. Every brick, every nail, every piece of iron is touched by the hands of our own people. Engineers from Ouagadougou, laborers from Bobo, Dioulasso, architects who once dreamed in silence are now designing wonders with pride. This is not a foreign company project. This is not some IMF trap dressed as investment. This is the work of a free nation standing on its own 2 feet. And I tell you today, this is only the beginning. They came to our land and took the gold beneath our feet. But now we will take the sand beneath their feet and turn it into luxury they can never own. They came to feed on our weakness, but now we rise with strength they cannot understand. Let them be shocked. Let them whisper. Let them try to sabotage. They can write their headlines. They can send their spies. But I say this with no fear, the era of African silence is over. We are not ashamed to rise. We are not afraid to build. We are not scared of standing tall and saying, this is ours. Some say, but why a hotel, Captain? Why not only roads or dams or power plants? I say, why not everything? We will build roads. We will build factories. We will build farms. We will build dams. We will build schools. And we will build the biggest hotel the world has ever seen. Because Africa is not limited to survival. Africa was not born to only suffer and endure. Africa was made to shine, to welcome, to prosper, to reign. I want our children to walk past that hotel on the beach and not feel like outsiders. I want them to see the marble floors, the high towers, the endless ocean view, and know this is their inheritance. This is what their ancestors died fighting for. And this is what we, the living generation, now claim with honor. No Western hand owns this project. No foreign flag will fly above its doors. The only banner you will see is red, green, and gold. The flag of Burkina Faso, the flag of courage, the flag of pride, the flag of Africa. Brothers and sisters, this hotel is not just for rest. It is for resistance. Not just for tourism, but for transformation. It is not a monument to luxury. It is a monument to liberation. And to every African leader watching this, I say, do not wait for permission. Do not ask for approval. If you want to build, build. If you want to dream, dream big. If you want to lead, lead with courage. Let us stop asking the same people who exploited us how to be free. We already know the answer. It is written in our blood. It is written in our soil. It is written in the fire of our people. We are not against the world. We are against the system that kept us in chains. We are not against humanity. We are against the injustice that dehumanized us. And now we take that power back. So when the hotel rises and the sun sets behind its towers and the drums of Africa echo through its halls, the world will know. Burkina Faso is not small. Africa is not weak. The lion has awakened. We are no longer just guests in our own land. We are the hosts now. Ibrahim Traoré begins his speech by crushing the narrative that Africa is poor, weak, and incapable of building world-class infrastructure. He boldly declares that Africa will no longer accept the roles colonial powers wrote for them. Roles of servitude, submission, and silence. His message is not only symbolic but deeply emotional. He reminds the people that for too long Africans have been excluded from the very systems they sustain. Cleaning hotels they don't own. Working on projects that never belonged to them. That era is over. With the announcement of building the world's biggest hotel on the beach, he tells his people they deserve more. Not just survival, but magnificence. He uses powerful language to turn shame into pride, to turn silence into a roar. This hotel is not a symbol of luxury for the elite. It is a symbol of African victory over psychological and economic slavery. It is a flag of self, worth raised high for every African to see, to believe they too can dream and build beyond limitation. Captain Traore emphasizes that this hotel is not a foreign investment disguised as development. It is the work of Burkina minds and hands. He names the local cities, Ouagadougou, Bobo Dioulasso, where engineers, workers, and architects are rising up to make this vision real. This is not a contract signed behind closed doors with Western bankers. This is a revolution built with dust, sweat, and national pride. Traore makes it clear that independence is not just about borders, it is about ownership. Who builds it matters. Who profits from it matters. And in this case, it is the African people. He is redefining what it means to develop a nation by removing dependency from the equation. The hotel project becomes proof that Africans can lead mega projects on their own soil, by their own rules, using their own people. It is about restoring dignity to work, to creation, and to self-determination. This is not aid, this is achievement. In his speech, Traore responds directly to critics who question why a hotel is being prioritized alongside basic infrastructure. His answer is simple. Africa will not choose between survival and greatness. It will have both. His response is unapologetic. Why can't Africa have it all? Why must development always mean just water, just roads, just power, and never luxury, leisure, or beauty? His point is sharp and undeniable. Africa should not be confined to basic needs. Africans deserve to experience the fullness of life, elegance, joy, rest, and pride, just like any other people on earth. He reframes the hotel not as a symbol of vanity, but as a symbol of ambition. By building the world's largest hotel, he is telling Africa, dream big and stop asking permission. There is nothing un-African about greatness. It is not about serving tourists. It is about proving that Africa can host the world on its own terms. That message challenges generations of conditioning that told Africans to stay humble and small. Traore rejects that mentality and calls for a bold new vision that includes everything, from roads to skyscrapers. He paints a powerful image of African children, walking past the hotel and feeling ownership, not alienation. He speaks to the generational impact of this project, how it can reshape the minds of young Africans and redefine what is possible. This is not just about architecture. It is about rewriting the narrative of identity. For too long, Africa's children have grown up under the shadow of colonial scars, taught to see foreign things as better and their own as lesser. Traore wants to flip that script. He wants children to look at marble floors and sky, high towers, and feel proud, not like trespassers, but like rightful heirs. The hotel becomes a teaching tool, a monument that shows what self-determination looks like. It is not just concrete and glass. It is confidence, legacy, and ownership made real. Through this vision, Traore connects the sacrifices of ancestors to the promises of the future. He honors the struggle while lifting the next generation toward power, not pity. The speech ends with a thunderous rejection of the colonial system and a wake-up call to all African leaders. He tells them, do not wait, do not beg, do not fear. His voice carries the power of a new era, an era where African leadership is defined by courage, vision, and action, not by Western approval. He is not asking for cooperation, he is demanding respect. He is not aligning with global elites, he is standing with the people. The hotel becomes a battle cry, a sign that Africa is not only rising, but rising on its own terms. He speaks of resistance, transformation, and liberation, not through violence, but through fearless creation. And in this bold act of building, he flips the world order. Africa is no longer a guest. Africa is now the host. The tone is fiery and triumphant, rooted in justice and fueled by unity. With this message, Traore ignites a movement not just in Burkina Faso, but across the entire African continent.